What's your name? George, are you having fun time? He was. Well, thanks for busting my balls, George. You look like my brother. What'd you do for a living, George? Besides busting my balls. You're a bank teller. You know what kind of job that is? That's a loser job. That's my seminar. Let me tell you something, George. My father told me long time ago when I was just tiny dumb fuck. He said, dumb fuck, there are two types of people in this world. Winners like me and losers like you. Now comes my seminar. Oh, you're so pretty. What's your name? Rachel. Are you with George? Oh, you should not be with him. You should be with me. I love you a long time. Come to my seminar. Man, you're so pretty. Oh, me so horny. Me so horny.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Get him up. Somebody get him. Oh, shit. Come on, guys.
Oh, wow. You know what? I think I do remember seeing it. Yeah. But it was a setup. Correct?
Is that a question or?
Yeah, it's a question.
I think he really wants to be famous. I think it's like fame or failure in his mind. If he's not famous, then he failed.
I think if he had gone in harder and developed more as a comic and a legit comic, then he wouldn't have felt the need to get any type of attention that would come his way.
It's cliche, but I don't think Brett enjoys the journey. You know, I've said that to him. You got to enjoy the journey. You got to enjoy every time you're on stage. He's not going to enjoy it unless he's famous. And I don't know how famous he'd have to be to even enjoy it. I mean, he might have a sitcom and then be frustrated he's not a movie star. I don't know quite what level is going to make him happy.
Enjoy that journey, because it's not fun if you're not enjoying that. Like, why are you doing this?
Brett was born in Rockland County, New York. As a child, he would always see the funny side of life. However, at school, he was also mischievous.
When he went to grammar school, the grammar school that he was in had a combination auditorium and lunchroom. And when the kids were bad during lunch, they put them on the stage, which was about the worst thing that you could do with Brett. Because once he got on the stage, even at that young age of 10, 11, 12, he had to perform.
My dad was single-handedly the most amazing man that I've ever met. Extremely smart, probably a genius. Brilliant man, very funny, had a very different type of sense of humor, and he was also handicapped because he had polio as a kid.
I had been a single parent for about 11 years. I didn't want to introduce him to my children right away, but then eventually I did, and he was great to my kids. It takes a really special man to love and raise someone else's children. And we got married, and we've been together for a little over 20 years now. Brett doesn't accept a no. And I think that maybe this comes from his dad, where his dad just whatever his dad set his mind to, he did. So I think that whatever challenges Brett faces, whenever he gets a no, whenever he gets a door slammed in his face, he just keeps going and going and going. And I think he got that from his dad, because his dad, even though his dad was severely disabled, his dad never let that stop him in creating a business and having a family and owning a home. He just, he had confidence in himself. He had faith in himself. So he just kept going and going and knew he could do it. And I think that Brett gets a lot of that from his dad. You know, you just keep going and going until you get what you want, no matter what the challenges are.
The first really bad thing I ever did to get attention was I threw a stick at a car when I was living in Brooklyn, and this kid down the street said he would give me some candy if I would take a stick and throw it at a car. And it sounded like a good deal to me. So the next car that went by, I threw a stick at it. I was diagnosed with learning disabilities. I was diagnosed with attention deficit disorder. I was diagnosed with hyperactivity.
We put Brett on a leash and tack it onto the fence so he wouldn't run away. And there were many times that he would get loose and all the neighbors would be running after him down the block because he was so hyper, he was so full of energy.
I was diagnosed with a comprehension problem. I was diagnosed with slight dyslexia, and that's why I really couldn't read or write until I got much older.
Brett was a doll. Brett was a funny kid. I don't know that I ever would have predicted that he would go into comedy and be writing comedy and be up there performing. But then you can't really predict what kids will do when they grow up.
For like 28, 29 years, I was a mobile disc jockey. I was like a big celebrity in the local area.
When he would go out with us, we'd have to go into another area because we went into a restaurant, people would be coming over to our table the whole time we were eating. That's how popular he was in Rockland.
I thought that somewhere along the line in the 3,000 gigs that I did as a DJ, that somebody would have came up to me and say, you know what, I think you'd be good for whatever. Never happened. So yeah, I was in the Second City. I did their entire program there. I was out there for about a year and 3 months. I breezed right through their program, all the different levels. It was a piece of cake for me. I just loved it. I felt like that's where I belonged. They said, would you like to audition for the touring company? I said, I really can't right now. So between my business, homesickness, I stayed. I just stayed in New York and didn't go to the touring company.
So he tried a little of that and a little of the stand-up, and I feel like if he had concentrated on one or the other real hard for a long time, that might have been the smarter way to go about it.
So I was like an official Bozo the Clown, worked the road for over 3 years for Larry Harmon. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. And sketch comedy.
A 5? I just started working. I can't break a 5. What? I'll owe you 25 cents.
Hey, George Tarkin, civilian number 3. You might have seen me running from a tank.
Tough? Every loss is tough. We're just gonna have to find a way to put it behind us and come out and play hard next week.
And then I did a video called Party All the Time, Let's Celebrate, where I play this DJ B guy who's this kind of a rapper stuck in the 80s.
Party all the time, let's celebrate.
Then I got onto Saturday Night Live.
You'll be going to prison now.
I realize that. Okay, goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
But if you blinked, chances are you probably missed me. Done a lot of different things.
Hello, my name is Don Fuck. I wish you'd come to my seminar, and if you do, I can make you millionaire.
One of the comedians said, if you don't offend somebody, then you're not doing your job. So I guess I'm doing my job and I'm doing it well.
It was crazy to me. It was painful for me to watch because I know Brett and I know he doesn't have a racist bone in his body.
I saw the video and I thought it was okay. I didn't, it wasn't like hysterical, but, that's my husband. He'll just keep going for a laugh.
There were rumors that it was a put on. I didn't ask Brett because it was uncomfortable for me. I wouldn't think of calling somebody and saying, was that real or was that like a put on? Because I thought if it was real that he was under a lot of pressure.
Well, you're not going to get a sitcom by doing an impression of an Asian guy. I mean, let's be honest, that's not how it works.
I mean, he got a lot of hits. I mean, I don't remember. It went semi-viral, if not fully viral. Then what do? You take those hits and turn it into what?
Hey, is the show over? Just go on. We're trying to get ready for the next show. Yeah, but I just want to speak to Brett Eidman. Just keep moving. Brett, Brett, how's it going?
Put the camera away, asshole.
How's the career?
Fuck you.
when I think about celebrity, I think about just being able to perform as much as I'd like to perform, have more access. That's what I would like. I mean, I don't really need to be a big celebrity. I just want to be working in the field.
I think most comedians or people that are driven to Hollywood all have some, hole in their soul they got to fill. There's something from their childhood that makes them needy in that respect. And I don't think he's different. I mean, he really has a need to be famous and to be respected and known for his work.
If he thinks celebrity brings any kind of good feelings about it, it doesn't. It does not fill a hole. He'll see if it ever happens. I wish that for him, that he would see it does not do anything. It doesn't make you feel better about yourself. It's never going to fill the hole. He has to figure out why he has the hole.
Behind every comedian is a lonely, lonely man. I've had my share of loneliness.
I thought it'd be fun to put this video together, and of these guys, blowing a gasket. Sorry, and guy getting really upset with me because he's, I'm making fun of people, and him, hitting me. And I thought that would be once again a fun video, and possibly something that can draw attention to what I'm doing.
Hi, my name is George Chin, and I was part of Brett Eidman's video that went viral about a comedic skit that kind of ruined his career, if not completely ruined it.
Well, Gawker, I guess they're in business to stir the pot, and they also don't have a problem with attacking somebody. So if it's real, this guy's an asshole, and if it's fake, he's an asshole, so I can't win regardless.
For me, it wasn't really as bad as everyone else saw it. I mean, it was racist, yes, but comedy sometimes is racist.
I can't tell whether he knows he thinks it's a great bit, or he thinks it's an offensive bit. But we did a gig a couple of months ago, and I brought him along because it was only 10 minutes. He wanted to do 10 minutes, and he did that bit, and it didn't really work. So I don't know if he thinks that's one of his closing bits, but if that does offend people, and I think he's been hanging out of that bit a little bit too long, to tell you the truth.
When the skit actually happened, she wasn't expecting it to be so over the top. She wasn't expecting it, and I guess she was kind of not too happy about being part of it. I mean, I talked to her after it, after we shot it, and she thought it was really racist, but I tried to explain to her, this is what he's trying to do. He's trying to kill the character.
But he still did the character after.
That I didn't know.
Tom Vu was a guy who had infomercials on in the middle of the night.
What can you do with $215,000? You can take 10 trips around the world, send 4 or 5 of your kids to go to college, or you can even buy a Rolls Royce. Come to my seminar.
And I'm like, geez, this guy would make a great character. And he just happened to be Asian. And yeah, and I guess, look, everybody's entitled to their opinion. And I just, it would have been cool if somebody saw the video and, in a position of anything that would have said, this is very different, unusual, never seen anything like this before. This guy's got an interesting creative or thought process. He thinks out of the box because this is so odd that, hey, this is the kind of guy that we can use because it's not the run-of-the-mill, lame, same everyday fucking comedy that we see over and over and over again. It's the same shit, so here's something different. So, but, obviously I'm wrong.
I wondered what the toll was on him, personally, because there's a lot of very mean-spirited people on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed getting all those hits. I enjoyed getting the millions of hits. I enjoyed being on all these different websites, but I didn't enjoy, the comments and the negativity this guy's an asshole. That's not enjoyable. After the first 24 hours passed, it started to kick into high gear, where it was starting to get thousands of hits every couple of minutes, and then plus comments. It seemed like there was a lynching party. I thought, wow, these people are freaking angry with me. It was entertaining for a while, and then it got a little creepy and a little scary because I was getting emails and even a couple of phone calls that people that were saying some threatening things, and so that's not fun. That you're lying in bed at night and you're like, gee, I hope one of these idiots doesn't come to doesn't come to my house.
I started to get fearful as the numbers grew, because it didn't really dawn on me when he was doing this whole thing that this could possibly backfire the way that it did.
And so it hasn't helped my career at all, and if anything, it has damaged it. I wish I didn't do it, I guess. I wasn't well thought out in the sense that I was going to get that kind of negativity.
On the way over here tonight, I accidentally ran over a squirrel. I felt terrible. I love animals. But I figured if God wanted squirrels to live, he wouldn't have painted them the color of the street.
That would be a lot of fun just to perform, just for pleasure. But I've always had bigger ambitions than that.
Stop dicking around. If I was coaching you, I would totally be like, what is the one thing? If I said, Brett, I'm God, I am going to allow you to do one form of entertainment the rest of your life, so freaking pick one. And you better think, because you can't do anything else ever again, what would it be?
Wow.
Worth thinking about.
Yeah.
That's the one you have to pick and say, the next 5 years, that is my blood, sweat, and tears.
I don't necessarily see him in front of the camera. I see him more behind the camera.
If it's frustrating him as much as he says, I would quit. Because what are the odds of making it? How many people make it every year?
I haven't had a chance to even blow it. I'd like somebody to give me an opportunity somewhere, give me a shot, and if I fall on my face, I'll get out.
I really do believe deep down that I have what it takes, and that's what keeps me going. So during the lonely time, I still have that inside me that says, hey, I'm still going to do it.
I know some of you are thinking, my seminar is the same like everybody else's seminar. My seminar is not the same like everybody else. I never forget what my grandfather told me. There are two kinds of people in life, the doer and the loser. Which one are you? And a lot of your friends will tell you, don't come to the seminar, it's a get-rich-quick plan. But tell them, it is a get-rich-quick plan, because life is too short to get rich slow. And if you're not willing to spend 3 free hours to learn from a self-made millionaire to maximize your opportunity, you deserve to be broke.